traders, this is Mike Hamilton from Trade the Easy Way, and following a spectacular Friday, I think we're in for a spectacular week. This is the Nikkei, and on Friday we had a massive move to the upside up here, close to this resistance area. So the Nikkei raced up and the yen raced down, so a nice bullish divergent relationship. I can only assume, and I don't know for certain, that this is because the Bank of Japan are potentially going to support another devaluation in the yen. So that's excited the Japanese market and got the currency markets really shifting as well. And even on this Sunday Open, you can see, look at the dramatic move in the Sunday Open in the pound Aussie dollar. So at the open, the pound Aussie dollar has moved 80 points, gapped up, and it's still running as we speak. And this is 9:45 PM London time. So we're in for an interesting week. And as far as the data is concerned, we've got Fed Day on Wednesday, which is going to be absolutely crucial, as you can imagine, followed by US GDP the day after, and we have UK GDP on Wednesday. Otherwise, it's a pretty quiet week. So you can see here, last week I posted this in the room. I suggested my target for the pound Aussie dollar in 2016 would be a push back to 201 roughly, and we are already, let me think, we're already 500 pips up in 3 days. So we need a pullback. We very much need a pullback. Let's just start with let's go back to the indices for a second, look at the Dow. We look at the weekly and the daily again. So the Dow at the moment is suffering, but it is resilient. So I think this suggests we're holding this range here. There's actually a sell signal. A new high, the close below next day, is actually a sell signal to me. And yet on Friday we are holding up. So I think at the very least we're going to retest these highs again. And the question is the market going to start to sell into that, or are we going to start to close higher? So Monday's close is going to be crucial. And there's very little data on Monday. I'm going to let the markets come to me and tell me what they want to do. You can see this weekly chart here. We're closing above the sell zone of November, which dragged us right down to 15.5k, but we're approaching the sell zone of May, which saw an enormous drop to 15,300. We have a topping tail, so we pushed higher and saw some selling by a couple hundred pips. So that's why I'm very tentative about suggesting this market could go further. I want some more confirmation. Okay, so as far as Forex is concerned, the pound pairs are just astonishing. We have New Zealand rates the second half of the week as well. Not projecting a drop in New Zealand rates, but this is certainly in play. If you look at the weekly chart here, this level of 206 is a massive, massive level, and we've just engulfed the previous week's bar and closed up here at 2100. So any bad news, any drift into 208 is a gift, which should be welcomed. And you can see we've got the crossover in the MACD at the bottom here, and the stochastics is divergent down here and currently pointing up. So I'm hoping we're going to see some resistance. We're above the weekly 200 EMA at the moment, but I want to get a pullback. So I really like the pound yen pair, so I'm looking for a pullback. This Friday's move was astonishing. I just thought, I kept waiting for a pullback and it just kept climbing, not giving me one. So needless to say, I didn't participate in that push up. I did try and buy, again, I posted this in the room. I tried to buy 157. I made another entry a little lower. Obviously I needed quite a reasonable stop under 630, and I didn't do that, so I got nicked. Stopped out just ahead of this big run, so I'm pretty sore about this big move on Friday. So I really sincerely hope we get some bad news in the UK, or some fragile trading which will drag that down. So the level at which I would want would be at least 160, so a couple hundred pips lower than we are now. Again, as with the other pair we're looking at, we are charging up on this Sunday open, absolutely charging up, and we are already not sure the exact price we opened at. I can try and work that out quickly. We're about 80-90 pips up on the open. Well, yeah, I can just look at the daily chart. What am I doing? About 80-90 pips up, so I need a pullback. I'm avoiding the euro at the moment, so just switching and looking at some of the charts now. This has got a lot of support underneath it. I'm just going to leave it. Any shift in sentiment of the Fed on Wednesday could send this plummet. Judging by this chart, we're closing lower, so we could come and test 111 sometime soon. A couple hundred pips above this. We've had 2 weeks of lower closes, so the trend is now clearly down. If you want to short it, then 250, 260 is the potential entry for that. May see 113, but I would imagine that 250, 260 would be the best target you could achieve, but obviously I can't be certain about that. Pound US, well, that's gapped up tremendously as well, so the pound is really in favour. So this one could potentially be a better one to opt for. We've broken above this trend line. If you see Friday's close at 140, that would be a nice place to get in. I guess it's perhaps this is Obama stepping in and making such a massive case for UK staying in the EU that the markets have got pretty chirpy about this. And in contrast to that, divergence to that, is a very, very weak gold. 2 weeks of lower closes. So if you're interested in shorting this, then 12, 40, 40 or 45 could potentially see that drop. I'm going to leave it there. I started off by talking about the pound New Zealand. That's probably one of the biggest moves of the week. So in 3 days we've come from 204 to 211. So like I said, any pullback to 208 is a gift. Let's just have a look at the US dollar CAD. We've got Fed day on Wednesday. So is the dollar going to push higher? Well, at the moment it's a very nasty sellers set up here, but we have this massive 50% fibs at 126 area. So if we dip down here and hold 125.80, 125, we could see a nice shift to the upside on this. For that to happen, I think we'd have to have a shock on Fed day. So that's clearly a downtrend. We hit the trend line here on the 18th and dropped hard. We'll take a look at what's happened on Monday trading, and the round table we will be doing, looking at these charts, reviewing them, seeing where they got to, and of course looking at UK and US stocks in great detail. In fact, I'm going to devote an increasing amount of time to UK and US stocks in that traders round table. So if you are at all interested in getting in some of these fantastic moves in these stock charts, you need to be at the traders round table on Monday at 7 PM GMT. Alright, I hope that helps, and I will look forward to seeing you on Monday.